Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. So a friend of mine asked me for a good lentil soup recipe. So today we're making lentil soup. Let's get this going. We'll start with an onion here. I don't know why I'm tossing it around like a baseball, but we're going to cut this. Halve it. Take the skin off. And we're just going to medium dice this onion. Just make sure everything's roughly the same size. This way everything cooks evenly. Push our onion to the side here. Now I got 2 carrots. We'll peel the carrots. Take the tips off here. And I'll halve each carrot and then halve that. Then we'll cut that into strips. Same thing with our onion. We want these to be roughly the same size. This way they all cook even. Just dice that down. I got 2 stalks of celery here. Take the ends off that. Give this a good wash. Cut that in half. And same deal just like with our carrots. And this is going to be the base of our soup. This is where we're going to get a lot of our flavor from. I'm going to cook these vegetables down, release the sweetness from the vegetables. That's going to flavor this lentil soup. I also got 3 cloves of garlic. Smash that, peel it, and we'll cut that. Doesn't have to be too fine. So to our pot, add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, medium heat, and we'll add our onions. Want to cook this for about 5 minutes. Add a bit of salt just until they're translucent. We don't want to cook these too fast. We don't want this to burn. We want to slowly cook these to release that flavor. Fresh cracked pepper as well. So again, we just want to take our time with this. It's a really important step to making sure this lentil soup has a nice flavor. After 5 minutes, our onions are nice and translucent. Add our carrots in with our celery. Give that a stir, and just like with our onions, we want to slowly cook these vegetables so they release their sweetness, intensify in flavor, really build a nice base for this lentil soup. What we're doing here is just layering layers of flavor, and that's how you build a really great soup, by layering flavors. I want to let these cook about 8 minutes. I got a pound of lentils. You want to give these a good rinse. It's really important to rinse off your lentils. You also want to give them a visual inspection. Check for rocks or any shards like this. This looks like half a toothpick. Definitely don't want to bite into that. So our vegetables are cooked. Carrots, celery, they're tender. Release the flavor. This is looking good. Now we'll bring back our garlic. Add that to the vegetables. Stir that in. Cook that about a minute or so. So we cook out the raw flavor of the garlic. Again, we're just layering flavors. Now I like to bring in the lentils here. Toss those with the vegetables, get them coated in that olive oil. This is going to help cook them more even. Now I'll add a tablespoon of some tomato paste, incorporate that. And I got 14 ounces of diced tomato. Give that a stir. You could use crushed tomato. I like the texture from the diced tomatoes. Now we'll add our seasoning. Got a 1/4 teaspoon of coriander, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1½ teaspoons paprika, 1/2 teaspoon oregano, Put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of some dry mustard. We'll stir that in. Really give this lentil soup a nice spice flavor. And now we'll add a 1/4 cup of some good sherry vinegar. Really need that acid for the lentil soup. Gives it a nice bite and an overall nice flavor. You could use lemon juice, red wine vinegar. I like the flavor from the sherry. Now we can add our vegetable stock. I'm going to go with 6 cups here. You could use chicken stock or water, but I really recommend using vegetable stock or chicken stock. We'll keep this vegetarian with the veggie stock. I just want to stir that in. Put a lid on it, let this simmer for about an hour. Ooh, one more thing I forgot. I have some bay leaf, thyme, and rosemary just tied in some butcher's twine here. Add that to give a nice earthy flavor to the lentil soup. I'll let it simmer with those herbs. Now we could cook this about an hour or so until the lentils are nice and tender. So it's been just under an hour. We'll give our lentils a check here. See if they're tender. And these are tender. This just needs a little more seasoning. So we'll add a touch more salt. And some more fresh cracked pepper. Always adjust the seasoning here. Add another tablespoon of sherry. I like to take an immersion blender and just give it a few pulses. This will thicken up the soup a bit. If you want it thicker, you could blend it up more. If you want it thinner, blend it less. This gives the soup a nice texture. Then I'll add about a cup of baby spinach. I really like to add greens to my lentil soup. You could use escarole, parsley, basil. Gives it some nice color, added flavor. And this is ready to plate. So I got a bowl here, ladle in some of our lentil soup. Make sure we get that broth. And this smells fantastic. Finish it with some grated Parmigiano Reggiano. And that's a beautiful, hearty bowl of lentil soup that you're guaranteed to love. I hope you enjoyed this lentil soup recipe. Write down in the comments below if there's any other recipes you'd like to see. Be happy to make videos on them. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.